Welcome to Monday's edition of TimesCast. The latest on U.S. efforts to extradite Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout.
Mr. Bout's really free of any ideology, and he's motivated by money.
A scientific look at an increasingly annoying pest.
People are saying we're probably going to have to get used to them.
And a visit to a Sikh temple where anyone can come and eat.
I believe in this place a lot, and I get much peace of mind when I'm here.
American and Russian officials have been in a standoff over the fate of Viktor Bout, the notorious Russian arms dealer. His extradition to the United States to face criminal charges has been ordered, but there's been a lot of Russian diplomatic pressure on Thailand not to deliver him to the U.S. The Russians are believed to be a little afraid about what he might reveal to American authorities about the intersection of Russian organized crime, the Russian military, and Russian intelligence agencies. He was caught 2 years ago in a Drug Enforcement Administration sting operation in which he allegedly agreed to supply arms to 2 DEA agents who were posing as representatives of Colombia's FARC guerrilla group. Mr. Bout faces potentially a life sentence in federal prison if he's convicted, but he might be able to make a deal. He's believed to have insider's knowledge of the illicit transport of weapons, the illicit movement of money to terrorist networks, to guerrilla groups, to criminal gangs, and he also is believed to have a kind of inside knowledge of how Russia operates today. So he might well be able to offer some of that information in return for a lighter sentence. Mr. Bout himself has denied in a series of interviews and through his wife Alla that he ever was an illicit arms trader. Basically, he says that he's a legitimate businessman who's been in the transport business for years. His wife once said that the reason he was traveling to South America was not to make weapons deals with the FARC guerrilla group, but for tango lessons.
David Corcoran and Donald McNeil on the strange resiliency of a quickly spreading pest.
Donald McNeil, you write that bedbugs have been around for 1 million years. Why are we writing about them now?
Because in the last decade, bedbugs have come roaring back.
Why have they made such a comeback?
There are several theories. They never completely disappeared. The most likely explanation is not that the domestic population resurged, although there's a theory that when we stopped using sprays for cockroaches and started using baits instead, which are more effective for cockroaches, that allowed the bedbugs to resurge because they don't eat baits, they want humans. But the more likely explanation, because of the genetics of the bedbugs, is they were reintroduced from overseas.
Contrary to the definition in my dictionary, at least, bedbugs don't spread disease.
It's a complete mystery as to why they don't spread disease. The bugs presumably have been biting humans since humans moved into caves, because they were originally a predator of bats. Bats are sources of rabies, of Ebola, of SARS, of Nipah virus, of all sorts of disgusting diseases.
The federal government has not really been providing funds to study bedbugs. They're not actually spreading diseases that make people sick.
Right. Bedbugs were largely gone for 40 years. Then when they came back, the National Science Foundation was a little interested because it does pure science, but the National Institutes of Health, not interested because they don't spread disease. But many of the pesticides that have been used against them in the past or that might be partially effective are now banned as too dangerous. So it's kind of a balancing act. You know, people are afraid of bedbugs, but people are also afraid of pesticides. There's no miracle drug, there's no DDT coming down the pike right now. So people are saying we're probably going to have to get used to them.
Lydia Polgreen on the Sikh Golden Temple, where all are welcome regardless of religion.
The Golden Temple, in the northern Punjab region of India, is the holiest shrine of the Sikh religion. It is a vast complex of marble and glittering gold. It is a refuge in a chaotic country with a history of religious strife.
Golden Temple is a unique place in the world, which is having a very good concept, the concept of humanity.
Nowhere is this principle more evident than in the temple's community kitchen.
That kitchen is based on the principle to suppress the caste system in the society. We are human beings and we are equal. That's why everybody sit together, eat together in the kitchen.
It is perhaps the largest free eatery in the world. On a weekday, 80,000 people dine here. On weekends, it's almost twice that. Each visitor gets a vegetarian meal, served up by volunteers who come to find a measure of peace not available anywhere else. Sikhism emerged in the Punjab region in the 15th century. It fuses elements of both Hinduism and Islam, while rejecting the Hindu notion of caste. For Sikhs, everyone is considered equal, and all faiths are welcome at the temple.
I belong to a Brahmin Hindu family. I get lots of positive vibes from this place. I believe in this place a lot, and I get much peace of mind when I'm here. If we talk about feelings, then whoever comes here feels great. They get a peace of mind. They get satisfaction, and whoever will come here will take something along with them.
Join us again tomorrow for another edition of TimesCast.